welcome to part 8 of Modular Environment Design in Blender for Game Engines. This course is easy to follow, and even though I'm using hardops and box cutter, you should be fine in vanilla Blender if you know the basic tools. Now if you don't know the basic tools, I would highly recommend our free course for beginners called Jumpstart Hard Surface in Blender. It will get you up to speed in a matter of days, saving you a lot of time and frustration. The link is in the video description. Like I said, the course is free. Now if you get stuck during any of these courses, feel free to join our Discord channel with almost 4,000 people over there and a help section, so you should never get stuck again. Link is down below. Enjoy. In this video we're gonna be wrapping up a few things and then we're gonna move on to the ceiling. So first of all, let's move on here to this section. And now I've noticed that I don't know why I actually created these, because they are the same length as these, so you can basically remove these. Okay, you don't really need these, and well, we do need these too. Okay, and that's that. And also stairs, I moved the stairs but I forgot to uniquify them, so the cutters is gone, you know, it was lost. So we might do that. Also I'm going to recover this cutter here and make it a little bit less crazy. Not this one, the other cutter. So I have a scroll, that's the one. And come on. Oh, that cutter. And kind of supple it out a bit, you know. There you go, something like that. And maybe, you know, make it less deep or something. So, you know, something like this. And then we're going to shift D this, okay, and then we're going to go to operations, uniquify, and then we can move it over to, you know, to this side. Okay, cool. So we got stairs, right? So these are our elements for building the scene, and we're gonna be, you know, kind of talking about this a little bit later because we have to remove some double faces, etc. But we're gonna be doing it at the end, okay, because now we're building the scene. Now before we could move on to the ceiling, what we need to do is we need to actually finish this and create this kind of like a, you know, supporting beams here. It's gonna just look cool on the windows. So here, you know, what we could do is we could literally grab these two, okay, and go to the local view and, you know, go here and just basically cut it with a knife, okay. So let's go here and cut it with a knife. So K for knife, time C, and what the hell? Enter. There we go. And let's grab this bit, okay, and let's simply shift curve extract, so up to here, and then we're going to apply this. So operations and multiply, and we're going to grab this one and array this. I mean, sorry, not array this, I mean chamfer this. There you go, right? And then sharpen, and we got this piece, you know, in a corner, which is quite important. Okay. And all we need to do is basically do the same thing on the other side, or we need to flip it. So we can shift D this, Alt X, modifier, flip, and flip it to the other side. And what is it here? Shift S, you know, to geometry, and G, Y, and move it here, and boom, sorted. Okay. So that's how easy it is. Okay. So here, Shift S and to geometry, and of course we need these pieces. Here, so we're gonna move them on y-axis over here, and this one we're gonna move over here. Okay, now we're gonna grab this middle piece here, go to local view, and we're going to remove this occlude garbage. Let's move this origin point back to geo, it's gonna be better. And we need to, by the way, do this for all the pieces later on before we move on to Unity. It's gonna be a lot of things we're gonna have to prepare before we move to Unity, but it's not complicated, it's actually quite easy. So look at administrative stuff, okay? And let's shift curve extract and extract it inside and hold control and do something like this. And then let's grab this piece and let's talk about it, okay? So if I'm going to apply this, okay, so operations multiply, you will see that we're gonna have a beef here, okay? That's the first problem here. So what we can do is simply fix it by using unfuck from mesh machine like this. Okay, so you can do that. If you don't have mesh machine, okay, get it. No, I'm just kidding. If you don't have mesh machine, what you can do, all right, let me just go back. You can basically do this. Okay, go to side view, Okay, select all of these up to here, Alt A, and move to the left, and then select them up here and do this. Okay, but I prefer to work with, you know, I prefer to work with Mesh Machine because I can just, you know, fix this with fuck. It's really cool. And let me just try this again. There we go. Y and fuck, and boom. And then copy to the other side, remove the middle, done. So we now got this going on, and we can make it a little bit narrower. So, you know, scale it on y-axis and move it somewhere here. So G, Y, and move it somewhere here. And then let's apply some weighted normals, which is cool. And, you know, now this could be a little bit thicker, but we will need to remove the bevel first, because bevel is gonna cause us some grief. So let's do this again. Let's just grab this one and Alt S and, you know, move it inside a little bit more. And, you know, you will have to work with unfuck here a little bit. So, you know, just to kind of smooth things out here and here. It's just too tight, you know, it's too tight. Too tight is not good, you know what I mean? Tight is good, too tight is not good. So there you go, and boom, now you're talking. So let's go back, and we have this beam here. We could make it a little bit wider. We can do a lot of things with this, you know. We could actually duplicate it to the other side here. This could also be quite interesting. And also we could, you know, add some additional elements to it, which is, you know, another thing that we could do. So for instance, we could extend it here, so E, and extend it in here, and then, you know, bevel it like this, okay, or chamfer it, if you will. And if this doesn't work very well for us, what we can do is drop a bevel on it, one segment, and bevel it really softly, so there's, you know, there's a nice soft feeling to it. You can see that there's a shading problem, so we can remove this and add hard normal. It's gonna be probably better. There you go. In addition to all this, what we could do is you know, split it in half, and then go to selection and loops and boundary loops and split it again. And then what we could do is let me remove the bevel for a sec. 1 second. Let me run this again. Alt-M macro and scale it down. There we go. And then apply a bevel. There we go, that's better. Scroll down to one segment and hard normals. Boom. We could create this kind of a situation, which is really cool, okay? And this could go, you know, Shift D, Y, we could go here, okay? And then you could go on the other side, so you could go here, right? And you could go all the way here, and you got a really cool support for the ceiling. And this beam, you know, this beam here could go Shift Y and could go here. And, you know, we got another element to talk about. Now, if I'm gonna put ceiling on it, you'll see how cool this is gonna look. So if I'm gonna zoom in here, down, boom, see that? Creates interesting situation here. This could be some kind of a device, you know, some kind of a, I don't know, maybe some kind of a generator or something. We could think of something really cool. And then we still have a lot of space to create beams in the ceiling, some lighting. So, you know, it's gonna be looking really awesome. And you can keep playing with this. You can keep, you know, adding elements as many as you want. It doesn't really matter. You know, sky's the limit, okay? Let's just turn off the ceiling for a sec. Okay, so now let's borrow one of these tiles and Shift D and move it here, okay, to the beginning of this floor. Let's make it a little bit narrower like this, and then let's move it up. So GZ and move it up, so, you know, to the ceiling level like this, so it's flush. It's gonna go inside of this structure, but it doesn't really matter. It's okay. Oh, it needs to get deeper, right? It needs to get deeper. It needs to get here. So we need to make sure that they are aligned, okay? So the length is gonna be the same. Boom, like that. So first we're gonna design it a little bit. So let's grab you know, let's apply this solidification. Okay, so smart apply. Let's grab loop in the middle, Control B and split it. Okay, grab this one here and grab these two. Okay, these two, Control B, split them a little bit more. Grab the bottom face and GZ and drop it down. Okay, a little bit like this, right? And then SX and scale it a bit more. we don't really need these, so we can let's just go to local. We can dissolve these, so dissolve edges, and we don't need these really as well. I mean either. So we can dissolve this and then copy to the other side and dissolve the middle. Okay, so we got this, right? And we're gonna, you know, of course, bevel this. So we're going to bevel it, right? One segment and sharpen, PG. And we could, you know, we could round this up here with a bevel, 4 segments, and to the other side. I think it's gonna look a little bit better. This could be roundish too, so it could be something like this. You see, there you go. That's actually pretty cool. And then we go into Alt D this. Okay, so Alt D Y and move it in here, and then Shift R all the way across, and then Shift D, move it in here, rotate it by 90 degrees, and move it, you know, move it here. So move it close here on Y on X-axis, and then Shift Alt D and Y and also X, move it in here. It goes inside, but it doesn't matter. You're not gonna be able to see that, so don't worry about that. It's fine. And you got this kind of a ceiling situation. Now this doesn't really fit here, so we need to think how to fix that. Okay, so what we can do, split it. So Shift Curve Extract and move it in here like this. And we will need basically a very small piece that's gonna be going in here like that, and that's completely fine, guys. Okay, you don't really need to worry about this fighting, because you will not be able to see that when you put mats on. Okay, I wouldn't worry about it at all, and simply move it in here. So Shift D and, you know, move it somewhere here. So move it somewhere here and grab one of these and Shift D and, you know, boom, and that's our ceiling. Okay, and we're done. And then let's put the ceiling on. So let's get it back on. Let's see how we're looking. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that. And we could have some pipes here going around, you know. It's gonna look really awesome. So we could have that, and we're gonna have some lighting, etc. And here we could have custom beams going across the across this area as well. So we could have beams from this. So select this and the top one here and Q and Shift Curve Extract, and we could, you know, just run it all the way here. Okay, and basically I'll click on Sharpen, and we could copy that to, you know, over to the other beams. So Shift D and Y, and then Shift D and boom, and one more, right? Shift D and Y and boom. And all we need to do now is Shift D, Y and copy it in here, so it's another element. And then we're gonna simply be instancing this. So let me see how it looks. We're probably gonna need, you know, I'm guessing we're gonna need here the not this one, but hard normals. So solidify. Do we have bevel in this one? Let me see that. Bevel, solidify, hard normal. Solidify should be above the bevel. There we go. That's what causes the problem. So let's remove that. You can't have hard normals and weighted normals at the same time. So we're gonna have to check if everything is, you know, properly set. But solidification should be above the bevel and weighted normals without hard normals. So now let's select this figure here. Let's turn on the ceiling. Let's go press period on the numpad so you can zoom in. And boom, that's our environment. All we need now is lights, guys. So we're gonna create lights and we're done. So to create lights is a joke. You simply grab one of these, Shift D, move it somewhere here, okay? So you can see what you're doing. Let's make it smaller. So let's make it smaller like this and make it a little bit narrower like this. And that's all we need. And then we're gonna basically go to edit mode. Let's apply the operations and multiply. Go to edit mode in edge mode. Alt Control click these. Control B to you know, create a bevel, and let's actually apply scale before we do that. So Control A and apply scale, and then let's one more time Control Alt click this one. Let's just bevel this. We can just use that many bevels, okay? We can create a chamfer here like this. Okay, select this one, we can insert it, extrude it in, insert it a little bit more, and then extrude it down, and then, you know, scale it like this, and you get yourself a lamp. And you can put a bevel on it if you want to, one segment, and of course hard normals, and you know, and Bob's your uncle basically. So don't overdo the bevel because, you know, problems. So we can grab this light and we can just, you know, simply add it to the environment. So let's grab it somewhere here and let's see how this is gonna look. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. It's in the middle of the ceiling, so we can turn off the ceiling and very easily, you know, kind of place this thing around our environment. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's right, it's on the ceiling. So new collection and lights. If I turn off the ceiling, it's going to disappear. That's why I'm so confused. Boom, there we go. And let's just, you know, drop it somewhere here, and maybe somewhere here. And then simply, you know, Alt D and move it somewhere here, and then Shift R, and then we're going to move this light here. So we're gonna have a light here in the middle somewhere. So, and then Alt D and, you know, move it somewhere here. Grab these, Alt D, move them here in the middle as well, because we do need lights here as well. And then Alt D and move them in here. This has to be in the middle as well, so, you know, somewhere here. And then we of course need lights in a corridor here, so we need to Alt D that, Alt D that here. So there's a light in here. We could actually place it like this. It's gonna be interesting. And then, you know, Alt D, so we're gonna have a light here. And then maybe Alt D here, and Alt D here, and then another Alt D here. And we need of course lights here, so here and here. This is gonna be a server room, so it could be a bit brighter. Whoa, we don't need this. We could actually put this light in here, and then Alt D and Shift R, and one more light, or maybe even two in here. So one light here, and Alt D, you know, and place light maybe somewhere here. Actually, this could work, you know, something like that. Okay, and then let's drop a ceiling back on it. So ceiling, and let me see that. And now of course these lights, they need to, so let's go to click on lights and right click and select instance scene, select object, and we're gonna drop them down. Okay, so let's go here and GZ, and, you know, just drop them down here like this, and you're good to go. We do need lights on the other side, so you know, Alt D and move it somewhere here, because we do need light over there. And we do need probably one light, or maybe lights, you know, on this main path, or we could actually create lights in this main structure. And the last thing we're gonna be adding is some pipes and some finishing touches, maybe some, you know, control lights around the bottom, some pipings, etc. And we're gonna create some collision items here and basically check if everything is okay. Remove some double faces, like for example here we need to remove the double faces from the back, and we're done, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.